Today's adventures are getting the fridge in, and I made this base here, and then I found the base that was there originally. Oh well. And I can't find the inner frame for this cover for the fridge vent. These screw holes don't hit no wood. So I built this and made the brackets. You can see them there. Because to go get some, I'd have to go to the store. I don't want to do that. So I had to put it in two pieces. So I did this, put it in two pieces, did that one. I'll do this one. But here's the fridge. Doors are on. They work just fine. Been painted. I wanted wood, but the only choice is to replace them, and I wasn't going to do that. So sealed up, I gotta shift the bottom valance there. It's in the wrong place. This wall is in. Shelves are sitting there. Gonna be stapled down. And the tops of them are done, as you can see. Done enough anyway. And the doors go on. Then I build up this cupboard, put in the battery box, and the inverter goes down that hole down there. Well, we're getting closer. Made another executive decision. This tray, it's available beside the battery box, can hold the water pump, because the water pump used to sit over here underneath the sofa slash bed. So we're going to turn that into a different arrangement, and we don't really want the water pump under our heads. So I'm going to put it here. It'll have a double walled cabinet, and hopefully it will be a lot quieter. So seems to be okay. I might have to mount it on rubber, but I've cleaned the filter. This is the inlet, the filter, where the filter is. Outlet's on the other side. So start wiring things in and plumbing it. I'm going to change this line, and I'm still debating whether I bring it up at the back, which is more direct, or whether I just put a 90 in here and shorten it and have it come up over the front. Decision about to be made very quickly. Almost done. It's wired in. It runs. Filter's clean. Just got to attach the wires to mount them to the plywood and run the line to the tank. And all should be well. It occurred to me that I did not have a drain at the lowest level. I can drain the water tank. I've done that part. So this is the lowest part for the lines that I can find. The other ones, when it runs over to the sink, it runs up above in that cupboard there, so it's above this level, and then it goes up higher after that to the sink and around the water heater. So I'm going to put a drain back in the middle, back there, about 6 inches away from where the gas tank filler is, against that wall on the right. So I cut the line first, then I will drill the hole, rather than trying to cut the line to match the hole, which I don't trust myself for, since I can't get it back there, I'm estimating. And then once I do that, then I will run the line up to the pump, and we'll see if we can't make this thing suck up some water. Try that after. I'm thinking the tank's probably going to be half full. It's going to have to be half full before the pump would pick it up, but I'll try it at lower levels and see if it works. Worst case, I move the pump from where it is now there, which is an ideal spot, down underneath, which is not as ideal but will work. Here goes. Now there's a pleasant surprise. As long as the outlet is covered, it pumps. They show you. Thus far, that's what we got. That little wall there, which I had to cut down because apparently I put the shelf lower, which is, I don't see how that could be, but well, probably, actually, I put the base higher. That's what it was. Which also is a bit confusing since I put it as low as I could over there. Anyway, there's the bracket to do a little repair on it. And so now it's ready for the shelf to go in. I'll screw it down because I have to have access to the water pump, as well as if I have to do anything with the wiring in here or the plumbing. You see the line goes through. So I got to put a suction valve on there yet, which is just a cap on a T. And then I'll need to make a cover over here for the hose and the wiring for the tank. Next steps coming up. I just learned a very valuable lesson. I took out the inverter because I didn't have any 12 volts all of a sudden. What I found was that this system will not work unless you have a battery in there. And it doesn't have to be a good battery because I've got a really flat one in there. But it won't work unless it's got something to pass some current through. You can get AC, but you can't get anything that runs on 12 volts. Like the lights, for instance, over there. Or the water pump. Or the bathroom fan, or the range fan, or the range light. So that was interesting. But that's the way it is. The diodes are good anyway. Did prove that. And the water pump does work. And so I put the T in down there. And the bleed for draining is up in there. And so now I'll put the shelf back in. I have to cover the plumbing and the wiring here, so that's what I've done. Put that board on there, and this will fit there. Gonna varnish it yet, and then molding up the side. And it's open on the side, but that'll be covered by the sofa bed. Will never be seen. So that's some scrap wood I found that used to be underneath the fridge. So cut the dimensions, get what I could out of it. There it is. Would have rather had it go down to the floor, but there just wasn't enough of it. So that's the best I could do. So just some molding now up the side, varnish it, and then I'll have to put finishing screws along here, probably 3. And that'll be all covered up. There it is. As complete as it's going to get. Now for the molding up the side. And that'll finish it off. I learned something. Hard to believe, I know. See that rust in there? That's fresh. That means there's water. And in fact, there was a big puddle here. Had a few rainstorms. Another good one last night. And I found out that that opening right there cannot be on the bottom. That's for the sides. And if it's on the bottom, and it's the same up here and down there, water drips down the door, across the frame, and in. Then you get a puddle. Then you get that. So I am going to put those pieces front and back and put some caulking around them. Live and learn. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or even notify, or any of the above, or all of the above. Thank you.